Hi there, and welcome to SOS-Stevi On Scandal, Season 3, Episode 8. Okay, first things first. Yes, this is it. The Olivia Pope wine glass. Yep, you can get it at Crate and Barrel. That's where I got mine. They have them. And it's actually called the Camille 23-ounce wine glass. It is exquisite. The stem, oh my gravy. Can you see that? So thin, so lovely. And yes, you can see it's a big old glass. I'm getting my wine just like Liv. Okay, if you go to Crate and Barrel online, you can actually put in the words Olivia Pope wine glass and it'll come up. How great is that? So, I was actually looking for a disguise for this week because, you know, after my predictions last week, they're after me. ABC, Shonda, B613, they're all after me. They think I know what's going on. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't know. It's like intuition or something. So I was looking for a disguise, but honey, after looking at last week and seeing that crazy looking Cyrus throwback, I thought I better leave the disguises alone. You know what, ABC? Y'all need to consequent to make up people for throwback Cyrus. Epic fail. Anyway. Back to business. Daniel Douglas Langston. What are we going to do with you? Melly inside was trying to hook Daniel up with a little distraction. A hooker. They kept trying to figure out what was his type, only to discover that that hooker, or any of the rest of them they would have picked, were not his type. I already predicted that Sally and Dan, they're going to need the services of OPA sometime in the future. But did you know that that actor is the same actor that played Replacement Steven on Dynasty? Yeah, that was a long time ago, I know. I don't know how I still remember that, but he was Replacement Steven. Replacement Steven, you ask? Remember, they had a Steven that was the first Steven, and then he was on there, but then they decided to make the character gay, and I guess the first Steven didn't want to play that character, so he left, and they got Replacement Steven. And that was the same guy that's playing Daniel Douglas. Okay, yeah, we'll get back to business. Okay, there was a lot going on, but we're just going to go straight to Quinn Perkins. What's wrong with that girl? She's stalking Charlie, playing cutesy at the shooting range with Charlie, going on a date with Charlie. All bad. Y'all knew it was going to be all bad. And, just like I predicted, they done jumped her into B613. Oh my goodness. And then she asked to do it. That's what happened. She had the nerve to say, "Can I do it?" And he was looking at her like, okay, maybe I done bit off more than I could chew. And then she was like, "Huck let me torture somebody and I got what he needed." Looking all crazy in the eyes. So he let her go in, which was his plan all along. Anyway, she goes in there, and next thing you know, she done killed somebody. Now, all I have to say is Huck would be very disappointed in you, Quinn. Very disappointed. I mean, Charlie told you that it was just going to make the man sleep and then he was going to wake up. So you went in there and let the man see your full face, let him see you stab him in the hand with the needle. What did you think was going to happen when he woke up? And what about the security footage? Y'all look at security footage all day long. And you didn't think you might be on the security footage? Disappointed in you, Quinn. Disappointed. And the next thing, you in the alley looking 12 kinds of crazy trying to get Huck on the phone. Now you know, B613 is going to have Quinn be the mole inside OPA. They're going to have her sitting up in all the meetings, listening to everything, logging it in her beady little brain, and then taking the information back, trying to report on what OPA knows about Operation Remington. And this is why you cannot have nice things, Quinn. This is why. Well, after my earlier prediction that Mama Pope was yet alive, I just want you to know, when Eli was going down in the jail, under the jail, when he went in that cell and he talked to, what's his name? Omar Dresden, and that blanket moved and Candy Alexander came up from that blanket, you know I was running around the living room. Oh my goodness. Candy looked 12 kinds of crazy. And trust me, she need to deal with Eli. Anyway, I got a few questions. But first, I want you to take a look at something. Oh, Shonda got me drinking. Anyway, if Fitz and Cy didn't know that Eli was Liv's daddy, and that's because they knew him as Rowan, right? And they didn't understand that Rowan was Pope. But now he got a clearance badge that says Rowan Pope is his name. Now, you know Pope ain't that common a name. Why wouldn't they say, Pope? I used to know a Pope. Are you related to that Pope? No, they didn't say none of that. They run around acting like this Pope and that Pope could have been the Pope in Rome for all they cared. Are they kidding me? Shonda, that's a slip up. And now for the shocker of the night. Honey, we talking about Fitz's daddy raping Melly. We witnessed the birth of Melly. Honey, I'm just going to let you know. Melly got to clicking. She did not miss a beat. Now, I know some of y'all was upset because it was a rape and nobody talked about it, whatever. It's TV, people. It's pretend. Anyway, I just want to say this. I think when Melly was in that White House in the Oval Office in that red dress walking on the carpet, she was drunk. Talking about the things I've done for you. You know how she goes on. It made me think, I wonder if that was Melly and old dude's only encounter. That's what I was thinking. Look at this. Melly was absolutely giddy when Big Jerry came out on the campaign trail. Kept trying to convince him to go to Florida and campaign with him. She was all over him. I'm just saying. And when Fitz lit into Big Jerry at the little dinner they was having and Big Jerry stormed out in a huff, who went after him? Melly. I'm just saying. I think Melly figured out how she could use Big Jerry to her benefit. Puts everything in a whole different light. I'm just saying. Now, that was a big episode. Shonda really got me drinking. But I still got a few issues. Like, I want to know why Jake is always hanging out at OPA and at Olivia's house. What happened to that big fancy job he had at the Pentagon? What happened to his big palatial apartment? All I'm saying is, Jake, go back to work. Go home. And I guess I'm betting Father's Day is not the favorite holiday of Fitz or Olivia. I mean, when you got daddies like that. And the last thing I want to say is about Little Jerry and Karen. You know how we never seen them? Ever. I wonder if there's a reason Melly keeps them at bay. I'm calling into question the paternity of Little Jerry and Karen. Yes, I am. I said it. But I think Fitz knows. I think he knows. Melly didn't tell him, but I think he knows. We're going to see later. Anyway, that's this week's episode of SOS. Click the subscribe button so you never miss it. And tell your friends.